10 strange laws you won't believe exist. The weirdest laws from different countries. Laws are designed to maintain order, protect people, and guide societies. But sometimes, laws can be downright strange. Across the globe, there are some bizarre legal rules that are difficult to believe, yet. From odd customs to outdated statutes, here are the top 10 strange laws you won't believe exist, proving that sometimes, truth really is stranger than fiction. 1. No chewing gum in Singapore location. Singapore law, a ban on importing and selling chewing gum. One of the most famous examples of an unusual law comes from Singapore, where chewing gum is illegal. In 1992, Singapore's government introduced a ban on chewing gum in an effort to keep public spaces clean. The country is known for its impeccable cleanliness, and officials were frustrated by the amount of gum being stuck in public places like sidewalks, elevators, and public transportation. This nuisance led to a strict law. Chewing gum is not allowed to be bought or sold anywhere in the country, and anyone caught importing gum can face fines and even jail time. However, the law does allow for some exceptions. For instance, people who need therapeutic gum such as nicotine gum for smoking cessation can obtain it with a prescription. Nevertheless, this law remains a reminder that even everyday habits can be outlawed in certain parts of the world. 2. You can't die in the Houses of Parliament location. United Kingdom law. Dying in the Houses of Parliament is illegal. One of the quirkiest laws in the UK states that it is illegal to die within the walls of the Houses of Parliament. This bizarre rule stems from the idea that anyone who dies there is technically entitled to a state funeral because the building is considered a royal palace. As such, the law was put in place to avoid potential financial complications. While the law may seem impossible to enforce, how can you stop someone from dying unexpectedly? It is technically still in place. Of course, this archaic rule is more symbolic than practical, but it's one of the oddest examples of British legal traditions. 3. No high heels at ancient sites location. Greece law. No wearing high heels at historic sites. When visiting Greece's ancient monuments, like the Acropolis or other ruins, don't pack your stilettos. In 2009, the country banned visitors from wearing high heels at these sites. The reason is quite practical. High heels can damage the fragile stone and cause further wear on these already delicate historical landmarks. Tourists are advised to wear more practical footwear when visiting Greece's ancient treasures to preserve these important cultural artifacts. So, while it may seem strange, this law is in place to protect history from being eroded one stiletto at a time. 4. It's illegal to reincarnate without government permission location. China-Tibet law. Reincarnating without permission is illegal. In one of the most spiritually peculiar laws, the Chinese government has imposed a regulation that prohibits Tibetan Buddhist monks from reincarnating without government permission. This law was introduced in 2007 and is part of China's effort to exert control over Tibetan Buddhism and the selection of the next Dalai Lama. Reincarnation is a central belief in Tibetan Buddhism, and the government's involvement in the process is seen by many as an attempt to regulate and control religious practices. While this law is strange, it also reflects deeper political tensions between China and Tibet, where the struggle for religious and cultural independence continues. 5. Winnie the Pooh banned for being inappropriate. Poland law. Winnie the Pooh is banned from playgrounds and schools. In the town of Tucson, Poland, local authorities banned Winnie the Pooh from appearing in playgrounds and schools, claiming the character was inappropriate for children. According to officials, Pooh is banned because he doesn't wear pants, which they considered a bad influence on children. This decision sparked amusement and confusion worldwide, but it remains an example of how even beloved fictional characters can become controversial. While the bear with very little brain continues to charm readers in many parts of the world, his persona non grata in certain corners of Poland. 6. No flushing after 10 location. Switzerland law. No flushing toilets after PM in apartment buildings. If you're visiting Switzerland and staying in an apartment building, be careful when nature calls late at night. In some parts of the country, there's a rule against flushing toilets after PM. The rationale is that flushing makes too much noise, and the law is intended to prevent disturbing neighbors. While this law isn't universally enforced across Switzerland, it is a well-known quirk that highlights the Swiss value of consideration and respect for others. If you're ever visiting, it might be a good idea to use the bathroom earlier in the evening. 7. It's illegal to forget your wife's birthday location. Samolo. Forgetting your wife's birthday is against the law. In Samoa, it's not just a social faux pas to forget your spouse's birthday, it's illegal. Husbands who fail to remember their wife's special day could face fines or penalties. While this law may sound funny, it's a reminder of the importance the Samoan culture places on family and relationships. It's unclear how often this law is enforced, but it certainly gives extra incentive for husbands to keep track of important dates. One thing is certain, the pressure to remember anniversaries and birthdays in Samoa is real. No selfies with butt allocation. Sri Lanka law. Taking selfies with Buddha is illegal. In Sri Lanka, it's considered disrespectful to turn your back on a statue of Buddha, so taking selfies with Buddha statues is banned. The country takes the reverence of religious figures seriously, and offenders can face heavy fines or even jail time. This law serves as a cultural lesson for visitors, reminding them to respect local customs and religious practices. Tourists are advised to be mindful when visiting religious sites in Sri Lanka and to avoid posing in ways that could be seen as disrespectful. 9. You must walk your dog daily or face fines location. Italy law. It is illegal not to walk your dog at least once a day. In Turin, Italy, there's a law that requires dog owners to walk their pets at least once a day, or they face a fine of up to €500. This law is part of Italy's broader efforts to ensure animal welfare and prevent neglect. Turin's strict animal protection regulations also include guidelines on proper care, ensuring that pets are not left in cars for too long or subjected to harsh conditions. While it may seem excessive, the law aims to promote responsible pet ownership and improve the quality of life for animals. 10. You can't only have one goldfish location. Switzerland law. Owning only one goldfish is illegal. Switzerland makes a second appearance on this list with another animal welfare law. It's illegal to own just one goldfish in Switzerland because the country believes that fish are social creatures and should not be kept in isolation. As a result, Swiss law requires people to own at least 2 goldfish if they have any. This law is part of Switzerland's broader animal rights philosophy, which promotes the well-being of pets and domestic animals. It's a quirky but compassionate law that reflects the country's dedication to animal welfare. These strange and unusual laws might seem absurd, but they reflect the diverse and fascinating cultures, customs, and values of countries around the world. From protecting ancient ruins in Greece to ensuring the well-being of pets in Switzerland, each law has its own unique rationale, even if it seems odd from an outsider's perspective. The next time you're traveling, keep an eye out for any local laws that might surprise you. You never know when a seemingly ordinary action like chewing gum or wearing high heels could get you into trouble. Whether these laws are still actively enforced or simply relics of the past, they offer a glimpse into the quirks and peculiarities of different societies. Beyond their strangeness, many of these rules also reveal important aspects of cultural identity, historical preservation, or ethical values. Even the strangest of laws often have a story behind them, making them much more than just unusual footnotes in legal history.
If you love diving into today's video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community. Stay in the loop with our weekly uploads full of fascinating facts and mind-blowing trivia. Like, share, and spread the knowledge with your friends. Let's explore the world together.